Welcome to Season 3, Episode 4 of Tech Talk Thursday. My guests this week are Ari Block and Farid Anani from EMS Forest. They have developed a fantastic new software that combines an RFQ system with DFM software. Let's welcome our guests.
Welcome, gentlemen. Nice to see you today.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start off with you, Ari. You're at the front end of the development curve here. You first of all started off with an RFQ software package. Tell us a bit about that and how it works.
Yeah, wonderful. So really the solution is being driven by customer pain. And when we talk about our contract manufacturers, what they've told us they want to do is accelerate the speed in which they can answer their customers. So next day RFQ response. And the other really important thing to them was to give quality assessment. So what we're doing is actually adding a DFM report for every quote.
Right. Well, that's quite a lot in one package actually, because you've got the RFQ side of it, which is one area, and then DFM is taking it on to the next level, as it were. Farid, if we can talk about the RFQ side of it, is it actually giving you prices and availability from the big box companies and a number of different component vendors? And how does it work in that respect?
So I'm happy to report that, after working with EMS Forest, Ari and the other developers who are there, we had a lot of input on functionality and what the end user desired performance should look like. The team, listened, took a lot of time, and I'm sure spent many nights, developing exactly what our end, user needed. I will summarize the needs by, flexibility to use, ability to obtain information on the fly from the major suppliers. So not only our end users had an input, also the suppliers that we work with, all the major ones, also provided some input, because they are also on the other end of the system. So right. all of those things combined are now providing our users the functionality that they desire. And I will quote one of them who said, when it came to bill of material sanitization, his words were, "What used to take me hours now takes me minutes."
Wow.
So
okay. Excellent. So what is it actually reporting though? Is it reporting availability and price? What's it actually producing?
Yeah, it's definitely reporting availability and price, by quantity breakdowns that are requested by the user. And as you know, when you get RFQs from many customers, they don't all make the requests the same way. Some ask you for pricing for quantities of 10 and 100 and 1,000. The next guy might ask you for prices of 5 and then 50 and 50,000. And some will ask you for 10 different breakpoints. Some will ask you for 3 different breakpoints. So the system actually provides the flexibility to the user to select exactly how many different breaks and what those breaks are. When the information comes back regarding price and availability, it is by minimum order quantity, it is by available quantity, and it's also by unit price for each quantity breakpoint. So,
right, okay. Ari, is there anything built into the system that quantifies maybe the potential risk, or on availability of the components?
Absolutely. So with the inventory and the lead time, those informations are built into our vendor selection process. So which material will you select according to the risk on those 2 parameters? So that's a really important factor that we were told by the customer.
Right, okay. And so you obviously customized this so far with the vendors that Computrol's using. Is it easy to add new vendors to it once you start selling this into the wider marketplace?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. So actually for Computrol, we spent less than 4 hours onboarding them on the system, and all the vendors were, completely on board within less than a week. So there was very little friction in order to get everybody going.
Right. Okay. Great.
At Nordson Asimtech, we provide more to our customers. It's not just about our leading-edge fluid dispensing and coating equipment. It's about custom solutions for your application. More means helping you select the right equipment and configuration, setting it up to ensure your success, and providing ongoing support.
So Fareed, let's take a look now at this DFM process. I mean, this is the, if you like, the holy grail of the industry, to how to be able to close that loop between the designer, the guy who's doing the prototyping, and production itself.
Yes.
What is the thing? How are you managing that process?
Okay, well, first of all, let me take a step back and say that often design quality is something that is overlooked when it comes to RFQ handling. As you know, companies such as Computrol and many others receive a large number of RFQs, and not all of those RFQs do translate into an actual business. However, it is very important to know if there are design attribute issues that could potentially lead to yield and quality issues during production, so you can incorporate that into your response to the customer.
Okay.
So the way DFM is done today, using the tools we all know, is very labor intensive, and it takes a long time, not only to operate and run the tool to get the DFM report, but it also requires an expert to sift through and determine which results are relevant and which results can be ignored. The engine that we are working with Ari to develop would be more hands-free. Similarly to how you deposit your bill of materials for the suppliers to see, basically you deposit your design in a location and the system will run automatically and report the most relevant results to you. That way you can turn around and go back to your customer and say, here's what we were able to get on supply chain pricing, but there are a couple of things that we think can be improved in the board layout or design, and here is a report.
Right. So it's taking the information that it's picking up from the design side and from the prototyping and the production side, and crunching that data and bring and down to something that's actionable and meaningful to go back to the design and coating side, basically, on the RFQ. That's the genesis of it, really.
Correct.
So that's really certainly really useful. So have you any data so far, or to suggest what the benefits have been? I mean, has it reduced the number of turns that you're using to get a product into manufacturing, for example?
Well, that is definitely the end goal, but since that engine is still being under development, we have to prove that. However, it has already been proven in the market that a good DFM will definitely reduce the design spend. So we're not. I don't think we're trying to prove that. However, we're trying to prove that a good DFM will enhance the quality of the RFQ process, and it would also strengthen and cement the relationship with the customer even better.
Right. So really what you're talking about at the moment is a DFQ process The DFM part's coming later.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth mentioning.
Excellent. So what's the timeline for all this, Ari? When do you expect to have something that's ready for the market?
Yeah, so we've been doing so well over the last 12 months. Um, we've seen really impressive success with our first customer, Computrol, and we
Mm-hmm.
have 5 customers lined up to, go through that same process. And, we're really humbled by the Techstars program, and it's enabling us to move faster and service more customers. So we're expecting to increase our capacity and service more customers immediately. And I
Mm-hmm.
would expect, that we can really scale up to the mass market and handle all the demand within 6 to 12 months.
Right. Okay. So that you made a very good point, and of course you've been accepted into the TechStars program, which is obviously going to be a huge shot in the arm for a small company like yourself.
Absolutely.
Tell us what it's going to bring to EMS Forest being part of that program.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, Techstars is just such a wonderful program. I used to be a mentor for Techstars, and this year I jumped the fence and became an entrepreneur, or I should say last year. And the guidance of the expert mentors, it's core to EMS Forest's culture. And that's why we're so grateful and fortunate to be part of the Techstars Stanley Black& Decker cohort. And I can tell you recently, over the last 3 weeks, we're actually in the last week of what they call mentor madness. And I jokingly call it mental madness because it really does bring you to your knees. And we are meeting almost 120 mentors for 20-minute slots. And it's crazy, but it's super valuable. And these mentors are guiding us and unlocking incredible opportunities. And not to mention the funding, we love that too.
So the mentors basically get a 20-minute presentation of what you're doing, and are they? How does it work?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. So you can't really talk for 20 minutes. You need to talk for 2 or 3 minutes. So it's a short elevator pitch, and then we really try and connect and listen. So the whole intent here is to listen to the mentors, learn from their experience, and these are people who are they're just little angels trying to help you. So they'll connect us to incredible business opportunities. They'll give us incredibly important guidance. And a lot of these mentors are coming from Stanley Black & Decker and bringing just a wealth of experience and knowledge into our process, which is just incredibly amazing.
Yeah, that must be a huge. It must be a really exciting addition to the efforts you're doing with the software development. Have you experienced any of that, Fareed? Have you been involved with any of the these mentors?
Yes, I have attended a few meetings with the mentors as an advisor to EMS Forest and co-developer partner. I felt it's necessary for me to understand how the process works and whatnot. And I can only echo what Ari said about the different mentors that I had the opportunity to interface with. There is really a lot of willingness and eagerness on their part to help tech startups like EMS Forest succeed and make it on the world stage. So the input they are providing in terms of all not just technical, okay, even though the name is Techstars, you think it's all about technical. They are providing a lot of business acumen. They are providing a lot of finance guidance for financing. They are providing a lot of guidance for corporate culture and corporate management, and how to obtain what kind of different fundings can be available, whether to consider venture funding or whether to consider raising money elsewhere. All of those things that a small startup company probably doesn't have all the resources to think about are being presented to us, and the good thing about it is it's at no charge. No consulting fees here. So
Well, that's excellent. I mean,
yeah.
it's really exciting stuff that you're doing, and I mean, I think one of the really nice dynamics about it is that you are developing it and working with it in a real EMS environment. And that's worth its weight in gold. I mean, you're not working there with a few small prototypes and trying to make it look as if it will work in real time. You're actually testing it as you're going along. It's a really exciting project, and we look forward to hearing a lot more from you in the future. When, Ari, do you think you're going to be ready for prime time with this? Any sort of idea in your mind?
Yeah, absolutely. I think within 6 to 12 months, we'll be coming with some announcements that we're ready for the general public. But until that stage, we're, with the support of Techstars and the, Stanley Black & Decker, which is an incredible company supporting us now as part of that program, we have additional capacity and additional openings to take on pilot customers. So we welcome that now, and we'll be opening up our doors in 6 to 12 months.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, we'll certainly be watching you closely. So thank you very much, guys, and the very best of luck with EMS Forest.
Thank you so much, Trevor. It's a pleasure.
Always good to see you, Trevor. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
How low can you go?
Low temperature solders enable manufacturers to lower reflow profiles, improve quality, and reduce operating costs. Abstracts are invited from leading researchers, industrialists, chemists, and metallurgists. LTS 2021, June 16th. Click below for more details and to submit your abstract.